What's good, people? Uncle Hotep back at it again. How y'all doing? Happy Tuesday. I'm looking at my FanDuel scores. It's pathetic. But anyway, time to make a video. New York Times responds to backlash after profiling Nazi sympathizer. Now, I read the Nazi article. I didn't really think anything of it. I didn't know what the hubbub was about. I think it was a couple days ago. It seemed like it was trending on Twitter for 2 days straight. I'm like, what's going on here? People were talking like, oh my God, the New York Times, they normalized the Nazi. Oh. Like, I don't know what do they expect? Like, if you profile anyone you say is a quote unquote Nazi, what do you expect them to be? Like, you know, like if you know, during the summer where they had all those KKK rallies and stuff like that, you expect everyone to look like that? You know, some of them people look outrageous. No offense, but they looked outrageous. Besides the ones that were obviously FBI and CIA agents, the obvious agents amongst them, some of them look crazy. Some of them look like they didn't bathe or whatever. You know, but some of them people are just normal, everyday people, and it's just how their views are. You know, I don't think now with this article, and they were just like, let's read what the backlash is, man. You know, the New York Times profile of a self-described white supremacist sent the internet to such a blazing fury. The paper responded with a 706-word explanation. They even counted the words. The readers took issue with how the profile of Tony Havader, an Ohio man describes as the Nazi sympathizer next door, normalized his behavior. The piece leads with his wedding plans, mentions his love of Seinfeld and Twin Peaks, includes a picture of him grocery shopping. Like, I don't know how you call somebody a Nazi sympathizer and you're watching the Seinfeld. Oh my gosh. You know, I mean, he's an everyday person. Just because you don't believe in his views, you know what I mean? Let me get back up a minute. The use of the term Nazi is like so overboard today. It's out of control. Like, it's way out. It's out of hand. You know what I mean? And not everybody's a Nazi. And just because you believe certain things about race or you want to be proud of your race, it doesn't make you a Nazi. You know what I mean? It's just out of control now. I mean, they compare everything. You like a Confederate flag, you're a Nazi. I mean, come on, man. You know, you do a disservice to what happened in World War II, to be perfectly honest. Now, I know we've had Hollywood, and you getting millions, and I mean, not millions. You get World War II movies every year for ever since my lifetime. They've been doing them. So that propaganda is been beat into your brain of what you think World War II was about. I mean, it's not the truth. Winners write the history. Whoever wins the war writes the history of the war. So you got to keep that in mind. Written by national editor Mark Lacey, the response published in the Times Reader Center addressed this critique and others. We understand that some readers wanted more pushback, and we want to hear that loud and clear. That's not the job of the newspaper to push back. The newspaper is just going to report the news. You're not supposed to push. Why would you push back on something? You say there's Nazis around every corner, so why wouldn't you want to hear what they have to say? Or where they get their point of view from. You see what I'm saying? Wouldn't you want to know their point of view so you can address that? You can counteract that? Wouldn't you want to do that? You say you're trying to save these people or change their minds? Well, you need to know where they're coming from to do so, right? Like, come on, people. It's not the job of the newspaper to push back. We regret the degree to which the piece offended so many readers. We recognize that people can disagree or how best to tell a disagreeable story. What we think is indisputable, though, is we need to shed more light, not less, on the most extreme corners of American life and the people who inhabit them. That's what the story, however imperfectly, tried to do. The New York Times hadn't intended to sanitize white supremacy, but rather show that extremists live among Americans, Lacey wrote. The profile was originally published online with the headline, "In America's Heartland, the Nazi Sympathizer Next Door." It was later changed to "A Voice of Hate in America's Heartland," and remained that way as publication of this post. Lacey highlighted a complaint from a Twitter user whose bio reads, "Registered nurse, mother, grandmother," that sums up the overall backlash. "I'm both shocked and disgusted by this article. Attempting to normalize white supremacist groups should never have been printed." According to Lacey, the story was pitched following the white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. The writer Richard Fawcett, who published a behind-the-scenes look at the reporting time with the piece, was assigned the profile and spent time in Ohio meeting Hoffer and writing dispatches in between other assignments. Charlie Warzel, a reporter at BuzzFeed, suggested that the story should have been spiked in a tweet Saturday. He argued that one of the piece's fatal flaws was his inability to draw why Hoffer sympathized with Nazis. I read it. It was plain as day why he sympathized them. See, this is the. It was plain as day why. You know, I'm not. If you want to go read the piece, I'm sure all y'all read it, but it was as plain as day why he sympathized with them. For Wartzel, one reason for Hoffer's ideology is the so-called alt-right's growing grip on certain corners of the internet. The New York Times profile only refers to the white nationalist movement online presence and Hoffer's connection to it. Hoffer mentions 4chan, an anonymous online message board that has become a gathering space for Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups, to the reporter at the Panera, while they ate turkey sandwiches. He talked about his presence on 4chan, the online message board and alt-right breeding ground. That's where the scary meanings come from, he deadpanned. I be on 4chan every goddamn day, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. I mean, you will find some supremacists. I think you'll find more ethnic. They call it ethnic nationalists, whatever you want to call it. I don't know about other hate groups. I'm not sure about all that. But what they describe as Nazis and ethnic nationalists, I think you'll find on there. But you'd find that anywhere. You know what I mean? This is what the thing. Just because they got on poll in 4chan and other boards on 4chan, and this is how they are. This is without if 4chan wasn't there, these people still have these same ideas. It's not like they went to the poll and they got radicalized and now all of a sudden they got these ideas. No, they had these ideas or similar ideas before they even went to 4chan. You know what I mean? 4chan isn't radicalizing these people that are already on there. Now, maybe will it do so in the future? Some people might get red pill, maybe. But the majority of people already had those feelings beforehand. In response to the New York Times story, Wasser dug through Hoffer's social media profiles and interviewed him on Facebook Messenger. BuzzFeed published follow-up to the New York Times profile on Sunday, titled "The New York Times Can't Figure Out Where Nazis Come From in 2017. Pepe has an answer." So it's Pepe's fault. You guys can't even be serious with this stuff, man. Like it's not like it's not the Federal Reserve jerking us. It's not illegal immigration jerking the American people. You know what I mean? You could go down the line. You know what I mean? It's none of that. It's Pepe's fault. This is what they're trying to tell you. Hoffer, whatever his goddamn name is, claimed to Warsaw that he hadn't been radicalized by the internet. Still, Warsaw points out numerous times where Hoffer's social media and internet use align with the alt-right community. Warsaw uncovered references to Pepe the Frog, alt-right comic Sam Hyde, and InfoWars Alex Jones. One of Hoverter's posts on Instagram was taken outside the Comet Ping Pong Parts Pizza Parlor, the home of the Pizzagate online conspiracy. Hoverter posted a photo of himself sporting a knowing smile without comment. Like, what did he do, man? You know, it's crazy. You know, people aren't being radicalized by Pepe the Frog and Sam Hyde. You know, maybe that helps them identify with what they are. But like I said, these people already know what the deal is. They've already been heading towards this path of this politics you do not like. You know, I hate to call them. Nobody's killing anybody. That lady that died in Charlottesville, I mean, she died of a heart attack. I'm still waiting for that trial to start. Like, this is the thing. It was y'all talked about this, and I have not seen another story about that driver. I don't know if he's still alive. Have anybody seen mainstream media talked about this guy? No, it's been buried down the rabbit hole. And to be honest with you, I'm not surprised. You know, I grew up in Exton, Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? Like I said, I wasn't, there wasn't that many black folks in that neighborhood. And for this guy, Hoverter's, his point of view, that's not a surprise to me. It might be the surprise to these college Negroes, the suburbanites, the Negroes that move into the city, and now they're mad. They write for Huffington Post and write for The Root. Now they're like, why do white folks don't like me? That's not a surprise to me. This guy is not a surprise to me. You know what I'm saying? You people want to deny what America is, and you don't have an idea of what America is. You don't have a clue about America is. You don't have a clue about what people really think. You see what I'm saying? No, he talked about banks. He talked about a lot of stuff. And it wasn't just, see, they're trying to get control of the messaging on the internet. So a lot of people don't get more woke than they already are. You know what I'm saying? What they're trying to control, the people that are going there now, they already woke. They're already, as they call it, radicalized. They've been radicalized before. I know they haven't really radicalized. They just red pilled, to be honest with you. These people are already red pilled. They are. But they're trying to demonize 4chan, Pepe, Sam Hyde, so nobody else gets red pilled. You see what I'm saying? That's what the backlash to this New York Times. Because they showed this guy as a normal human being, except for his politics were far right. You know, and I could respect the guy because he was like I think somebody came to his wedding. There was an interracial couple that came to his wedding. He said he didn't care. That's them, not me. And that's why that's something I can respect. You know, I've seen people like get upset that a black girl was walking with a white guy. I'm like, why would you get upset? It don't bother you. You're not screwing them. You're not. I mean, why would that get upset? You know what I mean? People take this misincentivation stuff too serious. Like worry about yourself and you'll be all right. You know what I mean? That's why I don't. Go ahead and have a family. You know what I mean? That's stop. If you think like that, you get upset. You see it. Like, you really got problems. To be honest, you be perfectly honest with you. But I've actually seen that a lot. But he was actually all right. You know what I mean? And then they showed the book cover of, his bookcase. And, I think people are outraged about that because, a lot of people are going to be like, hey, man, I wonder what these books are about. And they were like, I think the history of the Third Reich, or it was a whole bunch, books of that nature, David Irving, you know what I mean? So they were upset about that because they're afraid that if it normalizes quote unquote Nazism, it's gonna, more people are gonna go that route. And they might have been the reason they put that article out there. You have to understand, if they have to have some sort of conflict in America, they need to stir the pot, you know what I mean, and grow those type of people that feel that way. They have to increase their numbers. So you gotta stay woke, man. There's no reason to be outraged about that. If you were serious about creating dialogue, then you should read what it said. And it wasn't about some memes and some Pepe and we're getting radicalized online. He had he had non-internet reasons to why he was sympathetic with the quote-unquote Nazis. But even though he just got red pill, to be honest with you. Anyway, this is Uncle Hotep. Peace.